Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mikey back here, and today we'll be recapping the Hawks-Cavs game from last night, New Year's Eve. Hope everyone had a fun New Year's Eve, and looking forward to going into 2022 with an open slate, open frame of mind, and hopefully good things to come in the year of 2022. The Hawks enter 2022 on the basis of a strong win, a comeback win against the Cavaliers. The Hawks were down at one point. The biggest lead for the Cavs was 16, and the Hawks turned that into the biggest lead of 8. At one point in the fourth quarter, which it was awesome to see the effort the Hawks came out with in the second half. The first half, it was looking really grim. First quarter, the Hawks were down by 7, and they allowed 32 points. In the second quarter, they allowed 34 points, and they were down by 15 going into halftime. But in the second half effort, they really turned it around. That third quarter was amazing. We scored 40 points in the third quarter, and our defense clamped down. 22 points scored by the Cavs in the third quarter, and that was awesome to see. In the fourth quarter, it was tied 30-30, and the final score winning the Hawks, winning by 3, 121 to 118. That was awesome to see. The points in the paint, it was funny. The Cavs actually got 68 points in the paint. The Hawks had 40, but the Hawks still came out with a win in this game. And the turnovers were the biggest key, in my opinion, for us to win the game. We had 2 turnovers in the entire game, and give Trae Young and Lou Williams, Skylar Mays, guys who are handling the ball a lot like that, a ton of credit. Because to play with these guys and on the roster that we have, to have only 2 turnovers, that's quite a feat. And so shout out to those 3 guys especially. And the Cavs had 9 turnovers, which was a huge part based off our defense and how well we were rebounding. Bench points, we lost by 20 as well. We could only play 2 guys off our bench at one point because Cam Reddish got injured this game, and we could play more than 2, but Nate only chose to play 2, or maybe 3 was it. We'll get into that when we go into the box score. But that was great to see how the Hawks guys, all of them worked as a unit and said, "Oh no, I'm not tired. I'm going to go out there and give it my all." And especially in that third quarter, it was great to see them play the elite defense. We know the Hawks are capable of. Even with this roster, defense is all about effort, and when you put in that effort, it'll show. And that's what they did in the third quarter right here, holding the Cavs to just 22 points. But with that, we'll go into the box score. And this box score, I wish I could see the difference between the first half and the second half, because there would be major differences throughout the entire game. But without further ado, let's get into it. Cam Reddish only played 10 minutes in this one. He was 0 for 3 from the field and 0 for 2 from 3. He got injured in this one, sprained ankle, and he was ruled questionable at first, but then was ruled out. So he only ended up playing 10 minutes. He had 3 steals in those 10 minutes, so that's an encouraging sign to see from Cam. We know he's great in those passing lanes with intercepting passes. But hopefully Cam is okay. That ankle injury isn't too serious, and he'll be ready to go and hopefully start the Monday game against Portland. And now we'll get into the other box scores. Wes Iwundu, 42 minutes, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 12 points, 6 rebounds. So great showing from Wes Iwundu. The first game he was with us, similar to Shawnee Brown, he did not play well at all. Missed a lot of his shots. He did not really know what he was doing out there. But he looked much more comfortable today. He's not really that great of a jump shooter, and I liked how he took a little bit at the beginning. He wasn't making all of them. Even though his percentage shows, he missed I think it was 4 or 5 in a row at one point, open ones for 3. And I don't blame the Cavs. The Cavs left him open. He's been a mostly low 20s, even teens 3-point shooter in his career. So credit to the Cavs for knowing their personnel. But Iwundu late in the game made some adjustments. He pump faked the 3, drove in, take the mid-range shot. Even if he missed that shot, that's a wide open mid-range shot, good percentage shot. And so credit to Wes Iwundu for playing his role and playing well, especially for 42 minutes. He had plus 11. That was the second best on the team behind Trae. So huge shout out to Wes Iwundu for this game. And the biggest shout out I'm going to give for this game is Clint Capela, man. He was amazing. You might say, 9 for 17 on layups and dunks, classic Clint Capela. And while yes, Clint definitely has to work on his finishing, like it seems we say every single video, Clint Capela on the defensive end and on the boards today was massive. He looked like all-star Clint Capela should have been from last year, and it was great to see. 18 points, 4 blocks, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 23 rebounds. 11 offensive rebounds to go along with 12 defensive. I mean, just an incredible game from Clint Capela. He was dominating the boards, dominating the defense, and at first, Jared Allen had it locked down at the beginning of the first quarter, but after that, it was all Clint Capela. He was dominating, getting every single board, contesting every single shot. At one point, he had 2 blocks in 1 possession. I mean, it was awesome to see. And if we can get this Clint Capela the entire rest of the year, we know I know that the Hawks can improve defensively like they did last year and be an upper echelon defensive team. Because Clint Capela is the most important guy on the defensive end, and he's huge for what we do. Another shout out to Skylar Mays, man. 22 minutes, 7 for 11 from the field, 4 or 5 from 3. So ultra efficient game there from Skylar. 19 points, 2 steals, 3 assists. So great game from Skylar Mays. He definitely should be getting the Lou Williams minutes when we got our guys get back. I hope to see Skylar play a little bit more. And he's shown that he could be a reputable jump shooter. I don't know about the playmaking yet, with his assist numbers not being that great, but he can definitely slide in at the backup 2 guard if we don't all have all our guys healthy for sure. Trae Young, another great game, and while the efficiency isn't there yet quite for Trae, 11 for 28 from the field, 5 for 12 from 3. He had 35 points, 1 steal, 11 assists, and 4 rebounds. But the biggest stat line indication from Trae that I like here, 1 turnover. For how much he handles the ball, I mean, that's incredible. The only other player who had a turnover tonight was Lance Stevenson. And Trae Young did a great job controlling the offense, controlling the pace. He knew when to push the pace when he needed to, or slow down when he needed to. The efficiency will fall right back into place once he gets back into game shape. Once he gets that floater back, he's been missing almost all his floaters lately, and we know that's a shot that Trae Young is probably the best in the league at. He'll get that back once he gets back into a rhythm, and I'm not worried about the efficiency. It'll come back. He was shooting great to begin this year, improved immensely at 3-point efficiency, and 5 for 12 is good 3-point efficiency, but 11 for 28 from the field. And that's also a product of missing a lot of floaters. So I'm not worried about Trae. He'll get his efficiency back. But counting stats, 35 and 11 with 1 turnover, excellent. Lou Williams, 31 minutes, was really inefficient. And he doesn't give you anything on the defensive end, so he didn't really do much on the court tonight. 3 for 12. And while, 14 points is pretty good for Lou Williams, the efficiency wasn't there. 3 for 12 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3. But he did have 5 assists and 3 rebounds. So Lou did have himself some moments in this game. He got to the free throw line a lot. That's how he got most of his points. 7 for 7 from the line, which is great for Lou Williams. Get his confidence going, and hopefully in the minutes that he does get moving forward, he can capitalize and being a more efficient shooter. Shawnee Brown has improved every time he gets on the court. It seems like he's shooting more efficiently. 3 for 6 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3 for 9 points, 1 steal, 2 assists. 2 rebounds and 1 assist. No steals actually, but Shawnee Brown was definitely serviceable. He had a plus minus of 8, and definitely is looking like a good G League signing after that rough first game against the Bulls. Cameron Oliver in 24 minutes was 4 for 9 from the field and 1 for 3 from 3 for 10 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. He was all right in the minutes he played for sure. And Lance Stevenson played 5 minutes, didn't really do much. 2 points. He had an impressive layup, 2 steals, 1 rebound, but that's about it. And Cat Barber, Chris Clemens, and Justin Tillman didn't play. So we had, with Cam Reddish going out, we had to play West Owundu, and we actually played 3 guys off our bench. And that was crazy. It was crazy to see. And each guy, I feel like, had their moment of stepping up, besides Lance Stevenson and Lou Williams. Each guy had their moment of stepping up and giving some value to the team tonight, which is shout out to the Hawks for a great comeback win in the second half. Now on to the Cavs. Lauri Markkanen was a non-factor in this game. 8 points, 1 block, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. And Shawnee Brown had him locked up. Credit to Shawnee Brown for playing great defense on Lauri Markkanen and negating his impact on the game. Evan Mobley, 35 minutes. And he's really impressive, man. I knew this before, but watching him for a full game, it's impressive what he can do on the defensive end, and especially playmaking from the post. 8 for 12 from the field for 16 points, 3 blocks, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. He always fills up the stat sheet, and I like guys that do that, guys that can impact the game on different levels. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys. He'll have a great NBA career moving forward. Jared Allen in 37 minutes, 9 for 11 from the field, and that's what you want from your center if they don't shoot. You know, like Clint Capela can definitely learn a thing or two from other centers if they're shooting efficiently. Better touch around the rim is his flaw, and I think he can learn stuff from the centers he goes against nightly. But as far as the stat line for Jared Allen, 21 points, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 8 boards. So good game from Jared Allen. Isaac Okoro in 30 minutes didn't really do much on the offensive end. 10 points. It was efficient, 4 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3. 5 assists and 2 rebounds. So a decent game from Okoro. He was a primary defender on Trae. He didn't really do that great of a job, seeing as Trae went for 35, but he did hold him to low efficiency from the field. So give credit to Isaac Okoro there. Kevin Pangos, their starting point guard, was 4 for 9 from the field, 0 of 4 for 3 for 8 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. He didn't really do too much. But Kevin Love, man, breakout game. Went back to the young Kevin Love time machine there. In 29 minutes, he went 10 for 18 from the field, hit 7 threes, 7 for 14 for 35 points. 35 points, 4 assists, 11 rebounds. So Kevin Love, great game there. And he definitely still has a lot in the tank. It's not like he's completely washed, or he's still shooting. He's still getting a lot of rebounds. He's still making those patented full court baseball passes that end up in quite a lot of assists for him. So shout out to Kevin Love for continuing to play well. Brandon Goodwin, our old pal from the Hawks, 24 minutes, 6 for 9 from the field, 13 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. So decent game from Brandon Goodwin there off the bench. Lamar Stevenson, 15 minutes, didn't do much. He didn't really shoot it efficiently. 3 for 10 from the field, 0 of 2 for 3 for 7 points, 1 block, and 2 rebounds. Dean Wade played 8 minutes, didn't do much, and Dylan Windler 3 minutes 30 seconds, didn't really do much there. Taco Fall, RJ Nembhard, Malik Newman, and Ed Davis didn't play. I'm kind of shocked to see Dean Wade and Dylan Windler getting low minutes. I like Dylan Windler. I think he could be a decent role player for them. I like him over Lamar Stevens, and I'm kind of shocked to see that. But Dean Wade having Lauri Markkanen now hurts him, and I think they were in a better position to develop Dean Wade instead of putting Lauri Markkanen there. I think Dean Wade can have a decent shot at being a role player in the NBA, so I think they should give more minutes to him. But overall, the Cavs shot 57% from the field, 32% from 3, while the Hawks had 44% from the field and 42% from 3. So not often do you see the opposing team, the team who lost, the Cavs, shooting over 13 points better from the field. But again, the turnover story, 9-2, really tells the story of this game. And Clint Capela was a monster in the paint, which gave the Hawks an edge. The turnovers and the rebounding and the defensive effort for Clint Capela in the paint really were the keys to this Hawks win. So glad we start off 2022 with a win. We'll be back with a recap video on Monday after the Trailblazers game versus the Hawks. It'll be a late night game, so that recap may come out later in the day, later in the day after that game. But I'll be back for that video and hope you guys enjoyed this recap as well. I'll see you guys next time.